kids are kind of assholes, like, let's be real. When you go onto your computer or your phone and you get that godforsaken notification, update available. I don't know about you, but I really don't like updating my computer or my phone. And it's not even that hard. Like, it's not, I just gotta set aside the time and press update and let it download and then, like, install. But there's so many steps to that, and it's just like, yeah, I can just press, like, remind me later, and then do that for the next 20 years until I have kids, and it's like, okay, I should probably do this, you know? Realistically, that's when I'm gonna get to it. If it was up to me and there was no outward effects, I would just continue to press that for the next 20 years, right? I would just be like, yeah, I can do later. But when we don't update, you know how, like, our computer starts to get slow, it starts to get laggy, things might stop working. I know it'll be like, oh, you can't use notes sometimes on my computer, right? Like, oh, you can't use this feature. Oh, we're gonna be really slow. Oh, it's gonna take 20 years to, I keep going 20 years, okay. I guess I kind of went 20 years without updating. Why do we update? They release software updates, maybe a patch for a glitch or a bug. There's a new way to do something that's much more efficient than it was, like when our software was created. So it's like, oh, cool, maybe there's a new, right? It elevates as time goes on because we learn from what we've experienced, and we can then create better systems, software, whatever, as we learn, update, yada, 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 process. Our perspective, how we view the world, the lens that we view the world is kind of like our software. Like, it's how we function, the programming. We gotta update that, because, like, if you think about when you were, like, a little kid, kids are kind of assholes, like, let's be real. Especially toddlers, but not in the sense that we use it, because, like, an adult being an asshole is very different from a kid being an asshole. Kids are assholes because they don't have context or experience of, like, what that is. They're just going based off of, like, their ego. Someone calls me ugly, I'm like, yeah, whatever, you're mad. But if a kid calls you ugly, it's like, oh, I might be ugly. Uh-oh. They're experiencing things for the first time. So, of course, they're going to be an asshole sometimes, because kids are just honest. They don't understand what an asshole is. Oh, kids are great. When you were, like, a little kid, your software, your lens of, like, what you had to do, your function was to cry and poop, eat, and sleep. And that was valid for at the time, but even it's not really just crying, pooping, sleeping. There's so much more that we're doing and we're taking in. If you didn't update from that, what's going to happen? We're going to be trying to do all the same stuff that everyone else is doing with the current, like, updates, with the updated software. We're going to be trying to do the same shit they're doing with the updated software, with our software from 20 years ago. Because we never updated, because we're just putting it off, right? That is not effective. But also, I'm gonna just continue to watch Netflix or whatever. Also, did anyone else cancel their Netflix after, like, oh, you can only watch it in one household now thing? So then we find ourselves struggling to keep up with what everyone else seems to be doing easy peasy. We're like, man, no one else is struggling with this. What's going on? I must be broken. There's something wrong with me. And it's not that there's something wrong with us. It's that we haven't taken the time to update our software. Does that make sense? You're trying to do the same task that everyone else is doing, but everyone else has updated current software that is meant to do that. Well, we're running on software that was meant to do whatever we were doing 20 years ago. We're making it harder for ourselves to be able to exist in the world. The longer we continue not to update, we're making that harder the longer we do that. But also, the longer we do that, the more energy it takes for us to be able to do the simplest little thing. Like, to be able to start up the computer, it's like, okay, this is like an hour-long event. You gotta turn on the computer, warm it up, and you go get your coffee, you take the dogs for a walk, like, you go to the bathroom, everything, because it takes so long. And it's like, well, this sucks, what a shitty computer. But it's also like, well, is it the computer's fault? Or is it our fault for not maintaining it and updating it when we needed to, and like keeping it clean and like doing maintenance? When you're in that situation of like not having updated and everyone else is seemingly like, you don't realize everyone else has been updating. You just think everyone else is clicking aside, or you don't even realize that there's an update bar because you're just... So it may seem like it takes a long time to do the update, but in the context of forever, the 20 minutes or hour that it's going to take to update is going to be so beneficial in the long run, because it's going to save so much frustration and time and feeling inferior and wondering what's wrong with us. I hope that made sense.